what's up? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm super excited to film this because I am going to be showing you guys a whole new collection of brushes that I purchased from Amazon. The brush set that I'm going to be using today is the Docolor Dream in Color 17-piece brush set, and I'm so excited. I fell in love with all of these brushes, you guys. They're the most softest, prettiest, cutest brushes that you could ever use. So with that being said, we're just gonna jump right in. Keep in mind that I did not use every single brush. Before we get into it, I'm going to mention to you guys really quick that I did not use each brush to create this look. I used most of them, but not all of them. For example, I did not use the 01 brush. The thing that I like the most is that they're all numbered, and this brush would be considered the powder brush, and I kind of used another brush for my powder, and I will explain to you guys that once you guys see me doing my makeup and stuff. So let's just go ahead and review these brushes. So for starters, I'm going to go in order of the brushes, show them to you guys before I even use them. Once I have used them, you guys are going to see both of them together. So this is 01 and this is the powder brush. It is a super fluffy, very soft. You guys can see I'm pressing it against my skin right now. I'm putting like minimal to no pressure onto my face, and the brush just like bends. So these are like super dreamy, very airy feeling brushes. This is number one. The second brush that I have here is the foundation brush. Now I did use this on my face. It is so dreamy. I did a very light coverage foundation today. Not saying that the foundation that I use is light coverage. The amount that I applied and the way that this applied my foundation is super nice. I did put like pea-sized dots of foundation on my face, and it did distribute everything evenly, very beautifully. I'm very happy with how this brush works. So it's definitely going to be something that I'm going to keep on using in my collection, on my clients, what have you. It's going to become a staple. The third brush that we're going to be talking about today is the contour brush, and I did use this brush. I love how it's angled to start off. I love how big it is because I do have bigger cheeks. Sometimes using a bigger, thicker contour bronzer brush will give you like that really thick, harsh line. This one is bigger, so it is a little bit scary. I will admit that I did look at this and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not going to give me like that contoured effect. But because it is so like soft, I did dust off a lot of the product before I went straight onto my skin. So keep that in mind. You don't want to just dip this into your product and then go straight to your face, because I can guarantee that you are going to get a very thick, wide amount of color onto your skin. So you could even pinch this like I'm doing here and then apply it. The fourth brush that we're going to talk about is the highlight brush. Now this is another one that I did not use. This one feels a little bit stiffer than the next one that I'm going to talk about. I feel like for highlight, this is perfect. And you know what? Let's go in with the highlight. Just because I didn't want to use highlight today, but what the heck, I'm doing a review, so might as well. It works perfect. Number 5, this is probably like my favorite brush out of all of them. This is called the smoke brush, but I did use this to blend out my concealer. I did blend everything out using this, and it did an amazing job. So I really like this brush. The next brush that I'm going to talk about is the number 6 brush. Now this is a highlight brush, and I use this to set my under eye concealer. I will say number 4, the purple brush that I just talked about, I should have used that to set the powder on my under eye, but I used this instead, and I ended up using this brush to set all of my face, and it worked perfect. This for highlight would have worked as well. It's not what I used it for, and a lot of the brushes are probably named something that I did not use them for. Just putting that out there as of right now. This did a really good job setting my under eyes, my forehead, my chin, as well as my cheeks. Jumping into number 7, this is the blending brush. I did use this to set a very like nude shade all over my lid after I applied my base, or like my primer, and I really liked the way that it distributed everything. Like softly. It doesn't tug on your eyelids or anything. I'm happy with this brush. I also like to use these kind of brushes that are a little bit longer, more like fanned out on the top, to blend out my transition shades. Okay, the next brush is, these next ones that I'm going to talk about are all called blending brushes, but this is number 9. And I did use this to apply the powder, or to apply the eyeshadow directly into my crease, because the other brushes are a little bit wider. The bristles are a little bit more fanned out, so I did want to set this just right in the crease. And this is a little, it's a thinner, like pencil brush almost, so it did a perfect job at just getting in there and putting the shadow right where I wanted it. This one, I used it to apply the nude or bone shade right onto my eyelid. I love the way that it packed on the eyeshadow and it was able to like just blend it out, and it didn't like move it everywhere. It just kind of kept it in its place. So this is probably going to be a favorite. And then the number 11 is the nose contour brush. I didn't even know, like I didn't even read. So this is supposed to be a nose contour brush. I definitely did not use it for that because I do not contour my nose. I did use this as an outer V, like to darken up my outer V, and it did an amazing job, if I do say so myself. I love the way that it looked, the way that it smoked everything out. Perfect brush for that. But I'm pretty sure it could work just as fine contouring your nose. The next brush is called the eyeshadow brush. 12 and 13 are eyeshadow brushes. I use this to pack on not the bone shade, but what was in between the bone and the darker shade on my outer V. I kind of just like smudged in a lighter brown in between those two colors. And again, these brushes just work really nice. They're super soft, but they're also dense enough to like pack on powders. Number 13 is a teeny little flat shader brush. I did use this for my lower lash line to blend out the two darker brown shadows, my lower lash line. And I loved this brush because it's not like pokey. So it didn't make my eyes water at all. It just literally just like blended out the eyeshadow. There's actually still product in there coming out, so they do grab onto a lot of it and you don't have a lot of fallout. It's either the eyeshadows that I was using today or it was the brushes. Number 14 is a detail brush. I did not use this brush, but it is super pointed. This one is a little bit more like on the pricklier side. So I don't know what I would use this for. I have no idea what I would use this for. Number 15 is an eyebrow brush. Now this brush I feel is super thick for my brows because my brow tile is a little bit thinner, more skinnier, and this is just way too thick. So I did use this to apply a dark brown and a black onto my lash line on top to use as eyeliner, and it kept the shadow in place and it like smoked it out just to the amount that I wanted it to be, like smoked out a little bit here on my right here, if you know what I'm talking about. So this will definitely not ever be used as an eyebrow brush unless you have like really thick brows, but for me, myself and I, never. 16 is a lip brush. I didn't use this today just because I did just apply a lip liner on my lips, but this looks like something I would definitely use on my clients. It's very dense and it's like hard, so I know that it's not going to just like once I get onto the client's lip, it's going to keep the product in place and I'm going to be able to put it wherever I want it, and I know I'm not going to like pass her like lip line using this brush, so this will definitely come in handy. And then number 17 is the highlight brush, a second highlight brush. You could either use this one or number 6 to apply your highlights. I already put some on, so I'm not going to do it again. But this brush, a lot of these highlight brushes I've always found kind of like useless because they're very thin and you really like can't do much with them. You can pack on as much highlighter as you want, and once it comes to transferring it onto your skin, it's just gone. Like it's like as if you put absolutely nothing on the brush. But this one feels a little bit thicker and more dense, so I feel like if I tried to put on my highlight with this one, you would definitely like see something on the skin. And that's pretty much it for all of these brushes, you guys. I am going to leave the link down in the description box. I did purchase this on Amazon. Let me tell you guys how much I paid for it. But This brush set is $29, and they have a lot of other ones, like solid colored ones. They have neon green, pink, and then they also have a gift set for $42.99. So like I said, I'm going to leave the link down in the description box. I'm also going to be leaving this video in the link of like the actual, like a review sort of. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you guys purchase yours, and if you do, once you do, let me know how much you love them. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.